Most people treat the Messier Catalogue like a checklist. Capture it, tick it off, move on. And I've been guilty of this too. But what happens if you don't rush? I spent 10 hours on just one object, M97, the Owl Nebula. And what I found hiding in this thing completely changed how I look at the Messier objects. If you've been following the channel, you'll know I've been working through the Messier Catalogue. But for this one, I decided to slow down. No quick capture and no that will do processing. This was about pushing the data and seeing what was actually there. M97, better known as the Owl Nebula, sits about 2,000 light years away in the constellation Ursa Major. It's what's called a planetary nebula, which confusingly has nothing to do with a planet. This is what happens when a star like our Sun reaches the end of its life and quite literally blows its outer layers into space. But what makes M97 special are those two darker regions. Those are what give it the owl appearance, but they're not holes, they're actually areas of less dense gas. For this one, I went all in. Over a couple of nights I collected 1 hour of RGB for the natural colour, 4 hours of hydrogen alpha and 5 hours of oxygen 3. This is where narrowband really starts to transform what you see, because visually M97 is, well, a faint smudge. But in HA and OIII you start peeling back layers. Now this is where it gets interesting. This is what 1 hour of RGB gives you. Nice, but nothing crazy. Then we have the hydrogen alpha, and suddenly we get structure. And this is the oxygen 3, and this is where the owl comes alive. When you combine all 10 hours, now you're really looking at an owl. You're seeing multiple shells of gas and subtle structures that just don't show up in quick captures. This is the bit that surprised me. Messier objects are often considered beginner targets, but they're only beginner targets if you approach them like beginners. Push the data and they become something else entirely. M97 isn't just a fuzzy blob with two eyes resembling an owl. It's a complex, evolving structure that's been expanding for thousands of years. So was 10 hours on one Messier object worth it? Yes, absolutely. Because this isn't about ticking boxes, it's about seeing what's actually out there. I'm going to keep pushing this idea of Messier done properly. So if you want more targets done like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments which Messier object you'd like me to give the 10-hour treatment to next. I've got a feeling that some are hiding a lot more than we think, and by pushing that data we stand a chance of revealing it. I've got some links below to my Patreon page, and if you were not aware, if you belong to that, which is just the price of a cup of coffee once a month, you get all of my videos early and ad-free. If you're a member on this channel, I've included a link for you in the community tab which gives you free access for a year to the Patreon, so you can enjoy the videos ad-free and early access too. Joining my Patreon also gives you access to data, and I'll be including the data for this object on my Patreon page for you. So thanks ever so much for watching, and until next time, please take care. I wish you clear skies, and I'll see you under the stars.